Hey guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. This is going to be the third one. We are now looking into the second week or third week almost of January, and we have seen some great movement here for Bitcoin. It did cross all the way up to 9,300, almost 9,400. So that's awesome. We're now seeing a pullback of 86.65 on Bitcoin. Ethereum also returning 6%, XRP the same. The only one that I see here out of the top 5 is Bitcoin SV. It is currently up 2.34%. So we look at CoinMarketCap. We can see that in the green on the top 5 is Bitcoin SV. We have Stellar also in the top 10 in the green, but for the majority of the currencies, they are in the red. So that's just been a pullback, I'd say, from some of the run up that we had with Bitcoin when it went all the way up to 9,300. So we had it here take place in the last 2 days or so. So that's pretty good. I think that was a great point to break. 9,100 showing here on CoinMarketCap, but I know some exchanges saw as high as 9,300, and that was a big barrier that the bulls wanted to break. But there are some weak hands still in the market, and it shows. So if you are new here, you're gonna see these changes take place every so often. It is a volatile market. But regarding the news that I wanted to cover today, I had some pretty big news, some interesting articles that I found regarding where blockchain is going to be heading for the new year, and I have a funny article too towards the end that's going to probably make you guys laugh and show you that cryptocurrency is for people that are willing to learn, and you don't just come into cryptocurrency expecting that everything's going to work, or blockchain, honestly. We are still years away from seeing that kind of market or that kind of world where people do understand cryptocurrencies and do know how to use them. That's not today. So we'll see an example of that towards the end. But for right now, let's go ahead and jump in the first article. So we have why the World Economic Forum is creating a blockchain bill of rights. So this article came out. We have Shayla Warren is the head of blockchain and distributed ledger technology at the World Economic Forum. And we have a project specialist on the blockchain and distributed ledger technology team at the World Economic Forum. So they're getting ready to meet here. It had shown me at the end of January, so January 21st to 24th, they're going to be meeting in Davos, Switzerland. But they want to present a blockchain bill of rights, design principles for a decentralized future. So they have 4 big things that they want to focus on. They want to focus on agency and interoperability, a right to own and manage data. Also, we see privacy and security, the right to data protection, transparency and accessibility, the right to information about the system, accountability and governance, which is the right to understand available recourse. So I think this is pretty important. It's going to be a huge meeting. It's going to take place with the Global Blockchain Council. And in the following article, you'll see that these individuals are calling this blockchain cryptocurrency movement the fourth industrial revolution. So that'll be interesting to see how it's going to play out at that meeting. And the last update I have on the council membership is from 27 August 2019. But here you can see different leaders from different countries: USA, Italy, Bermuda, Thailand, Canada, Turkey. You have a lot of important individuals from those countries in this group, and they're all going to be meeting here in Davos, Switzerland. So this may have changed recently, but there are a lot of people in this group and from different countries. So that's awesome. Different countries are definitely taking interest on blockchain as a whole. Next up, we do have some news that I wanted to cover. This week, essentially, we saw Bitcoin gain after 2 straight days of declines, and then it went up to around 8,800. That's what this news piece is saying, but I did see other exchanges go up to 9,300 or so. We see some greater investing from Digital Currency Group. We're seeing that the owner of CoinDesk raised more than 600 million from investors last year, and that's up from 66% in 2018. So we're starting to see big investors, right, from the space getting involved into cryptocurrency. So that's good. We're seeing a year-over-year growth. I believe institutional money, for the most part, does have a good foot in the door, especially with Bitcoin having gone so low to the $4,000, even 3,500 if I'm not mistaken. So I think they took the opportunity then to buy in, and so they've just been accumulating this entire time. And if you've been here in this space for a while and you know how Bitcoin's worked, essentially Bitcoin moves up, it runs up as in that bull run, it pulls back quite a bit, and then the periods in between that pullback are starting to get longer and longer. So we've seen the pullback now all the way into 2018, 2019, and people are understanding that with the halving that's coming through here in March, expected March 2020, we should be seeing a start on the bull run, if not already. So some people believe that we are very bullish right now. I feel the energy in the space and the comments that I read on Twitter, on other YouTube videos. I think people are definitely focused on a bullish uptrend. Next up, we do have Libra Association working under Facebook to create a digital currency. It's designated the leadership of a committee that will coordinate the token's proposed design. So Libra has just been having a lot of trouble, honestly, up until now. Nothing really big other than just coordinating in the background. We did see some crypto tax legislation being proposed within the US Congress. So I have that article pulled up, and it's stating US lawmakers try again on tax relief for small crypto payments. So essentially, all this is going to do is there's going to be an amendment for the Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act of 2020. And that's essentially going to exempt anybody that's realized gains under $200. So that's going to make it easier for people that are just trading that are using small transactions back and forth, sending it to people, or if they want to use them for dApps, that they don't have to deal with the complicated capital gains and the calculation that it takes every single time. So that's very good to see that. I think the US is starting to, or lawmakers are starting to understand that this cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. It's only going to continue to grow, and you gotta incentivize people to not only report on their taxes, but also feel comfortable with the legislations for smaller transactions and people that are not really out here making huge capital gains. So this is a pretty good win moving forward, and I'm excited to see more from the US. So next up, we do have some investors at a crypto conference this week in Switzerland. So the Davos, Switzerland, say the US may be entering a new Cold War with China over the future of money. So we know that China has been focusing on their own digital currency because they want to make their state issued digital currency the world's leading economic power. So that's a big thing, and that's a big reason why the US is paying attention not only to what China's doing, but the power that a digital currency can have, because you can reach out to other people outside of China that can begin to use this digital currency and whatnot. So the US is working on their own response. Some people are saying that there might be an actual digitization of, there may actually be a digital US dollar that will be created. So that'll be interesting to see as the year plays out. Some say as soon as next week we could get an update. That is definitely interesting. But I think if that happens, it'll come only because China is just taking the first step. So I think 2020 is going to bring a lot of surprises for people and countries on how they're going to start responding with the state issuance of currency or national. So that's pretty much it for this article here. But just keep in mind what's going on with China and the United States, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So next up, we did have some more news. We have the Block reports that most Canadian crypto exchanges will likely fall under the country's securities laws following new guidance published Thursday. And the other ones are Binance essentially is going to restrict access to Japanese residents because the exchange now says it's eyeing the launch of a new trading platform for the Asian market. So similar to what they probably did with the US, they just create a new platform and just have specific coins from the United States, ones that they think will be approved and not deemed securities to be traded. So next up, we do have how real world use cases will drive crypto growth in 2020. So the rapid acceleration of exchanges being opened up in recent years, we now see it as a commodity, honestly, to be able to have so many exchanges to go and trade on. But back a few years ago, we had only the whole Mt. Gox and very specific exchanges that people could go through to get Bitcoin alone. And now we can see other cryptocurrencies being available. So that's really good for cryptocurrencies growth. And then again, how we saw that ICO boom that took place within 2017, which a lot of it was scams. To be honest, a lot of those projects are not here today. A lot of people ran away with money and, we saw a lot of scandals, but, that did open people's eyes within the cryptocurrency space, kind of kill the hype a little bit so that people could see that things are not as good as they probably thought. So here it says, since the 2018 crash, it's become increasingly evident that hype alone cannot sustain the industry. The vast majority of firms that promise to revolutionize existing industries through the introduction of a token have failed, leading to criticisms that blockchain is a solution in search of a problem. So just pretty much what I kind of covered there. And then we have proving provenance. So we did see that supply chains were a big thing for blockchain. Getting that transparency of proof of provenance from factory to end consumer. A lot of those projects, over 90%, Gartner reported in mid 2019, were actually failing. So out of the few ones that I do follow, it's IBM, pretty much the only one that I do follow, but that's because I think that they have the institutional power and economic or finances to be able to really affect change in that space. So it's a young space still, right? Understanding that blockchain can be used for supply chain, and there's not a lot. There's a lot going on in the background, but there's a lot of research taking place right now. So we will see that get better in the coming years. And then we do have gaming, which is a very important one. We can expect that the gaming industry is going to take off. We saw how CryptoKitties went up. I mean, in the previous years, it was a really big deal. I don't know what it is today. I don't really pay attention to it, but we've seen other people try to do things similar. And we are seeing bigger companies like EMD and Microsoft, interested in getting involved with the blockchain space. So, and actually I didn't know, but I noticed it earlier in the Microsoft website. You can actually pay with Bitcoin for any of their services. So that's pretty interesting to see. These big companies, they're not shying away from Bitcoin. They know that it is here to stay. So, and then furthermore, just creating more interest, right, for cryptocurrency as a whole. We're seeing the issues that we're having with traditional bank accounts, savings accounts. There's really no way to create some passive income or interest earning accounts with the old ways, you know. So now we have interest earning accounts for crypto that are opening up and are passive income for people out there. So these are things that we should be sharing with everybody so we can get the word out to new users, right, that could get onboarded through these opportunities. Then we understand that Bitcoin is a store of value. It kind of brings us back, right, that thought process of, hey, we know that we can cold store Bitcoin. We can take full custody of it. We don't have to rely on a bank. And that's what initially ignited this whole cryptocurrency blockchain movement. And then more room for improvement. One big thing that I've noticed when I was reading this earlier is that despite the progress, there is still plenty of room for improvement. In particular, the barrier to entry for new users remains a major issue for the cryptocurrency space. So one big thing that I think needs to get resolved in 2020 or probably 2021 is how users can just buy cryptocurrency for that specific dApp or that specific application. And there's actually one project that is working very hard to make that possible. And they've been in this space since 2018, and they've just added more products to their platform. And that project is Dropple, you know, and they are opening up their new exchange here shortly. And they should have more ways for people to probably go from not having to jump from Coinbase or from other places and swapping so many cryptocurrencies to arrive to a platform where they are using their utility token. So that's something that we should keep an eye out for here as we move forward. But I think every cryptocurrency company, they should be trying to push for this as fast as possible. So I've seen Binance open up onboarding for the euro. I've seen it for other currencies also, so other fiat currencies. So that's a big deal, just getting people to transition from fiat to cryptocurrency. And then building on the reputation of crypto. We see that a lot of scams that are taking place are making headlines. You know, when we look back at 2018, 2019, that's really all that was in the news. And so all those people that probably, if you were here prior to 2017, you know that nobody cared about cryptocurrency. And then once Bitcoin started running up to 10 grand and it's on the news, you got your grandfather, you got your mom, you got your uncle, everybody giving you a call or messaging you like, hey, you know, it seems like Bitcoin's running up. I want to get involved. Where do I start? So just kind of keeping that reputation of crypto being useful, right? Having utility other than just being a wild west like it really was when 2018 took place. So we just got to build more confidence amongst our community and the people around us. So another piece of news that I saw that honestly just I couldn't believe to read was that Block.1 will not launch its social network on EOS. So basically what this means is that Block.1 has been working on a social network to compete with Facebook, essentially, that is going to be running on its own blockchain. It's not going to be using the EOS mainnet. So the reason why this is a shocker is because when they had their conference back in June, they stated that they were going to be running voice on the EOS mainnet. And EOS, to be completely honest, you know, there's been projects that have been working on the chain and other projects that move from Ethereum to EOS or from other cryptos, and they've done well, you know, but no mass adoption. You know, it's just kind of going under the radar. And this voice project was really the thing that a lot of members of the EOS community were waiting on. When I saw the announcement back in June and I saw that all they had was just a web page and no beta or anything for voice, I honestly sold my EOS. So I knew it wasn't a position that I wanted to be in. And as of right now, voice is expected for February 14th. While voice is in beta in a highly iterative state, it will be run on a purpose-made EOS IO blockchain. In time, we would like voice to leverage the EOS public blockchain and potentially others that can meet the performance and governance demands of voice. So honestly, that's just a statement to give people hope, but the way I see it, voice is going to have its own token. It's going to be based on upvotes of social interactions, you know, because they want to beat out Facebook, and I don't think it's really going to bring anything back to the EOS mainnet. So that's a big bummer, but it's just the reality. You know, these projects can change course at any time. If you're a coin holder or a token holder, you really don't have a say. You know, there's nothing that the creators of a project don't really have to take somebody's feelings or thoughts into account when they're making business decisions. This is not like stocks. We don't have a stock on the company. We have a token. We have a coin. So last up, to close up with a funny article, Peter Schiff's Bitcoin wallet vanishing act is the most boomer thing ever. So in case you didn't hear, this week we had Peter Schiff claiming that Bitcoin had no value because his crypto wallet failed. He may have predicted a global recession, but he's still a boomer, and it shows. So just going back to what I said early into this video is, if you invest, you know, not financial advice, but don't get involved in something and not have basic understanding of it, right? Don't create a Bitcoin wallet, not save your secret words, and then if you lose your Bitcoin, blame it on the blockchain, you know. And it's just been funny on Twitter. Honestly, people have reached out to help him. Even the company, I believe, that had the crypto wallet that he was using offered to help. I don't know how it's played out. I don't know if he'll get his Bitcoin back, but it's just ridiculous. Or maybe he's just doing it to create FUD. But at the end of the day, congratulations to anybody that is a boomer that knows how to use a Bitcoin wallet or cryptocurrency wallet and keep your crypto safe. That is very important. You're doing a favor for yourself and your children because cryptocurrency, blockchain, this is the future. So there should be really no excuse for somebody like Peter Schiff to just lose their Bitcoin out of nowhere. So that's gonna wrap it up for me today, guys. If I sound kind of funny, I am kind of sick, so I have a stuffy nose and a cough, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. But if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to my channel for more news. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on blockchain news either every week or about 2 times a week if we can do that. And then I'll see you guys on the next one.